cause, which a lot of the members are. Some of the soldiers and some other generals might have just realized, saw the writing on the walls, like, look, we're fucking losing. We ain't gonna win this thing. But there were some people who were down for the cause for so just so much that I wouldn't put it past them for them to do this.
Right. Right. I mean, that's a silly argument
Yeah.
they'd be above doing something like this. That's silly.
Mm-hmm. Um. What you're going that the Confederates would the Confederate government wouldn't do anything like that?
No, I'm saying that they would. The
Oh, okay.
argument to say that like they're too gentlemanly and southern to
Yeah.
stoop to, conspire to assassinate the president who, they probably didn't even recognize as the legitimate president anyways.
Right.
I don't put it past any side that's losing a war, right?
Right. Right. Exactly.
So it's
Like especially with that, it's just um it's absolutely believable that the um the Confederate government would do that. It is believable. It's just there's no. The only thing is just really no evidence of them. Those solid evidence pointing towards that Jefferson Davis approved this, and the Confederacy helped John Wells Booth do this. I mean, there's argument. I can see the arguments against it. Is like, why would you entrust something that important to an actor?
right.
I mean, why would you which is, yeah, I can see that point. Like, why would you entrust something that important to an actor? But also at the same time, why wouldn't you trust something that important to an actor? He's able to get in. You don't suspect anything. He's able to get in.
Motive, right?
Yeah. He all he needs is a motive. He already has a motive. Why not? He's able to get in and slip in and possibly slip out. I mean, why not?
But then the question you got to ask is, like Oswald, like, is he sort of a patsy? Like, was he just? Yeah, he might have been the one up to pull the trigger, but like, who put him there? You know what I mean? So like, there's also that line of questions too.
Yeah, I mean, he put himself there. He fucking hated Lincoln just as much as every other Southerner that was there, and so he put himself there. So he probably had went to and said, "I will do it," and he kind of laughed him off. And then my theory is that he was speaking with Confederate secret agents because he was a courier of information. No one expected Booth to being a Southern sympathizer or being an agent and spy for the Confederate Army, that he had this plot to kidnap Lincoln, and they kind of laughed it off until like Grant cut off the prisoner exchange, and he thought, okay, maybe he might be able to pull him off because Lincoln didn't have really any military protection that much. He was freely going about the city like it was nothing going on. He was alone a lot of times, only with like one other person a few times. Maybe he could have got him, and that plan turned sour, and maybe the Confederacy is like, oh, let's just hold off, and then like the war is going badly, and maybe Lincoln did either he did sign off, or he someone in the government, maybe Edward Stanton, signed off of killing Davis, if that's true, or maybe it's not true. Signed off of killing Davis and they found out about it, or no one signed off about it. It was just a myth, and the war is going so badly, they're just like, we got to take off the heads, because it's not only Lincoln they planned on assassinating that night, it was the Vice President Johnson, even though you really didn't need to assassinate Johnson because he was drunk most of the fucking time. He showed up at his fucking inauguration drunk and went on a goddamn 20-minute fucking diatribe on talking about nothing. They had to pull his ass off of Congress, off the Congress floor. It's like, get off the fucking floor. He's like, no, I'm not done with my speech. And another thing, I hate chicken. Get your drunk ass off the stage. Thank you very much. God bless America. So you would have had that guy up in there. Like, how much of this? He's literally one of the worst presidents that ever lived. But still, they wanted to decapitate him, and they were trying to kill the Secretary of State, and they tried to kill Grant, but Grant left town.
Yeah, no, that's
even though if you had Grant had been there and he had been killed, then you would have had to deal with Sherman, and Sherman would have burned all of the fucking South. Checkmate. Davisites.
What did you call them?
Checkmate Davisites. Because I forgot to tell you, there's a well, they don't do any episodes on it. There's a show on YouTube called Checkmate Lincolnites, and a guy plays both a Union soldier and a Confederate soldier, and they're side by side debating the causes of the war or important questions of the Civil War. It's pretty funny. Yeah, check it out.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called Checkmate Lincolnites.
Okay.
It's pretty funny. Guys from New Orleans, so it's pretty funny. But yeah, I wouldn't put it past Davis and the Confederate Army or Confederate government trying to kill Lincoln and helping out Booth. I just think they got away with it because there's not enough evidence, because they burnt most of their fucking files after they left Richmond.
Nothing to trace it back to him, right?
Nothing to trace it back to him, but I wouldn't put it past him.
Sure. I agree. I completely agree.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, it's just a lot of circumstantial evidence that's it's nothing concrete. So yeah, I'll put this conspiracy theory as highly probable,
but unproven.
Yes. All right. So the last conspiracy theory that I have.
This one is the most interesting one to me because it pulls in a whole nother actor, no pun intended, that I did not even know about. So this one's pretty interesting to me.
Yeah, this one, I heard about it. I first heard about it like a couple of years ago, and I just went, okay. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's one of those things so out of left field. It's like, no, that sounds like a fake article. That doesn't even sound like a real headline. But
yeah, but it's a real conspiracy out there. The conspiracy that the Roman Catholic Church was behind a Lincoln assassination.
Yep. Or as you're about to get into, at least played a part in the cover-up.
Yeah, at least played a part in the cover-up. Okay, so back in 1886, an ex-priest by the name of Charles Chinquery wrote a book titled 50 Years in the Church of Rome, which portrayed the assassination of Lincoln as a Catholic grand conspiracy. Chinquery, I'm probably fucking up this guy's name, maintained that Jefferson Davis had offered $1 million if someone would kill the author of the bloodshed. Chinquery wrote that the money would be offered, but that the Jesuits alone could select the assassins, train them, and show them the crown of glory in heaven. Booth was a tool of the Jesuits. He was corrupted and directed by the Vatican. In 1906, Chinquery had said the president, Abraham Lincoln, was assassinated by priests and the Jesuits of Rome. In 1856, Lincoln had defeated Chinquery in court. Chinquery had quarreled with his bishop and then was sued for slander by one of the bishop's friends, the bishop himself having nothing to do with the complaint. The morals charge was also involved. The case was heard from May 20th to May 22nd, 1856 in Urbana, Illinois. Lincoln arranged for a compromise settlement, but Chinquery interpreted the settlement as a victory over the church. He felt some Jesuits held Lincoln responsible for the settlement. In 1897, Thomas M. Harris, a member of the 1865 Military Commission, wrote a book entitled Rome's Responsibility for the Assassination of Abraham Lincoln. Other books that involve the Roman Catholic Church in the assassination include democracy of the seas, the Jesuits' attempt to destroy the popular government of the United States, the true story of Abraham Lincoln's death by C.T. Wilcox, and the suppressed truth about the assassination of Abraham Lincoln by Burt McCarthy, written in 1924. McCarthy's opening sentence was, "In all the bloody history of the papacy, perhaps no one man, as in Abraham Lincoln, was there contracted it as such a multitude of reasons for his annihilation by that system." The inquiry into the assassination of Abraham Lincoln by Ernest McLaughlin, which was published in 1963, among other points, McLaughlin maintained that the majority of American Catholics were in favor of slavery and opposed to Lincoln. The author said the totalitarian papacy considered Lincoln a major enemy, and that the church for centuries had been involved in numerous instances of forcible removals of heads of state who it had condemned.
Okay. So there was definitely some beef there.
Yeah, apparently there was some beef with this guy. I did find the court case. It didn't go too much into it, but it was like it was a he said, she said, no, he said thing, quarrel between two bishops. Lincoln represented the other bishop opposed to Cinquelli, and Lincoln won because he was a good lawyer. And apparently this guy had, per the assassination theory, had hatred in his heart, and he saw Lincoln as a great usurper and an infidel. So he went out and told the church about it, and the church went, interesting, we have to watch this, and saw the bloodshed of the Civil War, and was like, also got the $100 million offer from Jefferson Davis. So they trained John Wells Booth and John Surratt and the rest of his assassins to go kill Lincoln. And apparently this was kind of a popular theory.
Yeah, again, there's definitely some beef there, and it's a plausible alibi, I guess, but not alibi. I'm sorry, plausible motive, but is there more to it than that? I'm not sure.
Let me see. I mean, mainly it ties back to John Surratt because he, when he fled to Europe, he went immediately to the Vatican and became one of the Papal's guards.
Exactly. This is the part that I'm interested in.
So, yeah, but he also, at the same time, gave a fake name. And when they found out who he was, they arrested him right then and there.
But he slipped away, correct?
He escaped, yeah, because I guess the Vatican jails are not exactly escape-proof. I mean, when you're serving the Lord, how can you watch over the prisons? I mean, that's what they tie it to. And that's one of the main, that they tie it. That's one of the main things that they tie it to. It was like, well, John Surratt got away and fled to the Vatican. And okay, yeah, that's true. But the minute they found out who he was, they arrested him promptly.
Yeah, but I don't know. It just seems weird to me that he would go take shelter in the Vatican, be allowed in, maybe under false pretenses, under a different name, as it says here. But then upon being pressured by the United States, they have to arrest him, and then he gets away, and then he's found in Egypt, as the story goes.
Yeah. He was finally arrested and brought back to the United States when he was captured in Egypt.
Again, we're talking about some of the most wanted people in the world.
Well, right? You talk about one haunted person, because he called everyone else. He called his mother. They executed his mother. So we talk about one, and he wasn't that well known. And I think it was just a case of United States saying because one of his childhood friends had outed him and told the American embassy, and he got back to the United States. So he contacted